proudest day and the proudest time in the seat of a rally car, because that day and that hour and those minutes, I got the bit between my teeth. You know, I really stood up and was counted and said, this is not getting away. I remember when we pulled on our helmets and Donald says to me, what are we doing? I said, we're going for gold, Barrett. That's all was said. I can still picture that run. That was just the best run ever.
Welcome along to Krunching Gears, the Rally Podcast, Season 2, Episode 36. I suppose things are starting to quieten down on the rally front here at home, but you know there's still lots to talk about. At the weekend there was the Donegal mini harvest stages up in the Hork area, and great rally. Connor, it didn't rain, but the conditions were very slippery out there.
Yeah, well, you got the photos, the video clips all looked fantastic, nice, bright, blue skies, but yeah, it did look damp and slippy in places, all right.
That's for sure. And I suppose before we go any further, like, share, rate, subscribe, all those things. Keep forgetting to tell you to do it, but you should keep doing it anyway. So much appreciated. Yeah, I like this. In this week's episode, we catch up with the winner is Callum Devine, then second place Eamonn Kelly, and then the two-wheel drive winner Declan Gallagher, and then Kevin McLaughlin, who a young lad from that area, his first run out in the Hyundai i20 R5, stuff of dreams really, but for an event that was originally closed off to Donegal Motor Club was only opened up the last couple of days beforehand. A great entry list, it was an entry list that you'd have been proud of in most national rounds and some international rounds, really, Connor, wasn't it?
Oh, look, absolutely cracking entry to start off, and great to see Callum Devine back looking to do 3 in a row.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this was the first rally he won outright a few years ago, and he's been always such a staunch supporter of rallying in Donegal, and he gets as much joy from winning there on Saturday as he's got any time. He just takes such great joy in winning. He really is a winner.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, himself and Noel, another faultless performance. Car was fantastic. There was kind of, it wasn't in doubt nearly, the whole event.
Yeah, it was never secured, but it was, as you say, it never looked as if they were going to throw it away. They have got that knack of one, and we often hear about, somebody has got that knack, and definitely the two guys have got that knack at the moment.
Absolutely. And again, Eamonn Kelly, lovely finish for him, coming in second on the home event, and again in the polo. Nice to see him back out in Irish tarmac.
For sure. And this really shows to me what he has learned this year in the JWRC. It's only really a handful of drives in an R5 Rally 2 car, and to put in that performance there at the weekend, this guy is a wee star.
Absolutely. Again, holding off Desi Henry and Declan Boyle, two guys are well experienced on the Donegal roads and have years of experience, ahead of Eamonn. So it was a very solid performance by young Kelly.
Definitely. And Desi, taking third, a wee issue there in the middle lip stages, but definitely chatting to him there at the ramp and all, the confidence is coming. They always said that he never felt right in that car in the damp conditions, and it feels now that it's well on its way to being getting sorted. So that's great to see. That looks very promising now for 2024.
Absolutely. And again, the Citroens are looking good on Irish tarmac. They really are starting to come to the fore.
That's for sure. But anyway, I think without any further ado, we'll catch up with Callum, and then we'll let that run into Eamonn Kelly. So Callum Devine, 2023 tarmac champion, second national. What a year it has been! Since Easter, you've either finished first or second in every rally you've done. Yourself and Noel, fantastic partnership. The car has been so reliable. Where do we even start?
Look, as you says, it's been a fantastic year, and probably where would you start? Hey, it was probably just back in Easter, and at the circuit or sort of the Midlands, was it maybe, or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Probably at the start of the year. Obviously, the plan was obviously to do the tarmac championship. Was our main goal this year, and then when we started that, went to Galway. I think we were maybe 4th or 5th. We were in Galway.
Uh-huh.
We did struggle. Now, to be fair, we had a bit of setup issues and stuff with the car. Just that just through that and bits and pieces and the wet slippery stuff, and then we then tried to get it sorted and stuff, and then we went to West Cork. Then was it?
No,
Went to
Midland
Midlands.
first. I Midland
Went to
first.
Midlands. Went to Midlands. I mean, we actually won the Midlands. We went to Midlands to try and iron out sort of our wee issues before West Cork, and how we won Midlands. That was probably what sucked us into the national championship at that stage. But then we went to West Cork, and then yeah, I think we were fourth, maybe fourth or fifth. One or two. I know one or two of them was either fourth or fifth. Regardless, we knew at that point that our Tarmac Championship was looking pretty bleak. If we didn't do something, get it turned around a bit. Obviously, from we look back from the year before with Josh kind of got a real good clean start at the championship, and I think he was pretty much nearly first, second, or third in the time he won the championship. So a fourth and a fifth we knew would have to be sort of our drop scores to push on with the championship. And yeah, look, we did a bit of testing, and yeah, look, we got our heads down. We kind of knew that obviously going to the circuit, this isn't going to be. There's no more time to bet ourselves into the whole thing. We needed to get up and at it, and probably the new format. There were new stages for everybody. Yeah, we enjoyed them, and yeah, it probably all kicked off from there. We won the circuit, and yeah, I kind of kicked the whole thing off then at that stage. So.
Yeah, because the circuit, the 1 day format, and as you say, new stages for everybody, it all clicked together. Then it was in the international scene, it was into Killarney, and I would say Noel was putting the pressure on there to to repeat last year's success there as well. And then the one that you want, Donegal in June, the racing is phenomenal this year. Donegal was nip and tuck, yourself and Josh, Matt Edwards on the comeback, Sam not too far away, Miriam just keeping you honest. It's unbelievable that the racing. There's guys there all throughout the whole top 10 in every rally. That's just, if you make a slip at all, they're going to pounce.
Yeah, exactly. Look, you just cannot give time away. And hey, as much as a good year I had, on paper everybody says you won rallies, you won here, you won there, and you're maybe second here, and look, it all came down to even the national championship there. We just threw a wrong tyre choice in the morning to Josh down in Bantry, or not Bantry Fastnet, and we just couldn't get it back. That's just the level, the pace, the speed's at, and you just can't afford to give away time. And there's, as you say, there's somebody always there to pounce on it if you're not thereabouts. So no, it's great racing. It's great racing, and it's good for everybody watching. Do you know what I mean? It's creates a bit of interest, doesn't it? Nobody wants to. Look, no driver really wants to run away with a tiller and just be walking to every alley and cleaning up, because the fun goes out of it. Then look, for me and ourselves, we love going to rallies and getting a race, and yeah, that's all part of it. That's the thrill, isn't it? As well. So no, it's been great racing. The Tarmac Championship is good. It's pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, and you mentioned there the national championship, second, you had to drop a score, with the way the championship rules are, and the score you dropped is a second place. Isn't that just mad?
I know, that's crazy. That was crazy when you look at it like that. And yeah, look, it was great racing with Josh and that as well, him and Keith and stuff. And yeah, it was enjoyable racing too, to be fair. And we had always had a bit of crack, But yeah, it was just a shame for us, bit of a wrong tyre choice in the morning. And yeah, look, we pushed hard to get that back, to get a bit of time back. And no, fair play to Josh too, who was pushing hard and keeping us honest and not making it simple for us. So yeah, that just didn't work out. I think it was the last stage we had a go all out push in that one, and yeah, we kind of just had a bit of an overshoot into a ditch and lost some times and put that out of contention. But apart from that, look, it was great racing, and I hope everybody was home safe and that too, and it was enjoyable,
I could I was just looking at the stats there. Both of you won 4 rounds each, which and then the 3 events you finished second. Over the 3 events, I think it was less than 16 seconds, 15.8 or 15.6 seconds over 3 events, and then over the 4 you won. You were 21 point something 2 or something ahead of Josh over 4 events. That's phenomenal. When you think of it, over 7 rallies, 6 seconds separated. It's, you look at it, that's just, we often talk about, run wide in the corner, or, like a missed gear change or something like that. But that's just over a whole championship. That's the way it is, not even over one event.
No, exactly. No, it is. It's look. We'll probably not realise how good it is until we look back at it down in our later days. To be honest, we always loved watching the WRC era back in the day, but I don't think it was ever as close as this. Ever. I mean. But look, it's just the way it is. The minute it's great. It's great. It's a great place. This R5 format probably is a big help to the championship and everything. You have a lot of cars, a lot of manufacturers, and to be in the mix of things for one night rallies, like so. It's that's a great. It's great. It's great at the minute.
That's for sure. That's for sure. And then at the weekend, then the harvest, the mini stages was on Donegal. Like Donegal, you've never been shy of saying that's where your heart lies, And the harvest, 2019 was the first outright one you had, and it's that has always been a very special event for you. So that's 3 years or 3 events in a row now, I suppose we should say, that you've won the rally. Nice to take the one again Saturday.
Yeah, look, I was delighted now, to be honest, and it's yeah, the last rally of the year too, so it was always a great to end it in the hay. But yeah, look, Donegal it's one of my favorite place to rally, so it always has been. Something I always went and watched when I was younger and stuff. So no, and the harvest was one of my first rallies too. I remember in the VC2R too, maybe around Dunno or something. I remember that was great stages down there, and no, loved it, and yeah, it was my first outright one. I think it was with the Donegal Harvest 2019 and the R5. So it's quite special. It's good special, and yeah, it was nice to obviously to make it the first 3 in a row of anything. So no, it was good. It was special, and yeah, it was good for the boys too. Good result for everybody for the year's efforts.
Yeah, because we should mention the team of guys behind you. Like your car, you mentioned earlier you had a few wee teething problems at the start of the year, just getting the setup just completely dialed in. But the car has been so reliable. Like of all the events you've done, like wee minor issues, but nothing drastic all year.
No, exactly. I think just I can't kind of think back. Yeah, just I think it was some fuel pressure issues in Galway too. When I think about it, and minor things. And I think at that stage we were kind of getting this team together. Do you know what I mean? Get all new into it. Obviously Morris has been there a long time in Dermot, and Owen there's now on the scene and stuff. And yeah, we're just getting dialed into it and a bit of learning and stuff. And yeah, look, fair play that they've got their heads down, learned the car well, and hey, it's been faultless after that. Like everything, it's round the clock work. It needs changed now and needs done, and mileage and everything. I think it's a big part of it, knowing where all the mileage is at. And yeah, look, hey, it's been a great year, and yeah, a busy year too for all them boys as well. Like obviously our plan at the start of the year was never to do 2 championships. But as I say, we just got sucked into it at the start, obviously, with the Midlands one and stuff. And yeah, it was a big effort all year from them. And no, very thankful. We have a big group of boys who's helped out all year as well. There's some guys coming over there as well from the water help out as well. And yeah, it's been good. And now McShay there's been a good help. Obviously, he's been there a long time along with us. And no, it's been good. It's been a good year.
And they are such a good tight bunch of lads as well, because they're at the stage ends for you, they're at the finish ramp for you. They're not just stuck in service. They're there with you the whole time. It's a very, I don't know, family orientated team. I think that would be the way you put it.
That's right. And yeah, look, nobody really needs to tell anybody what to do. They kind of just do their own thing, and there's no world pressure on anything. Do you know that sort of way? Look, the boys know what needs done to the car. I don't tell them. They just don't. Do you know what I mean? And they come up, and if they're free, they come up in the evenings to say after work up to the shed up the back, and yeah, I'm sure they enjoy it too. They wouldn't be there if they didn't enjoy it as well. And yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah. And then I suppose there's one man that we have to mention as well, Noel O'Sullivan. Like, he's with you now a year and a half now. He has definitely brought a different dynamic to the team. There's a more, I don't know how, maybe focused, would that be a way of describing it? He seems to have really lifted you and pushed you on as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I know he jumped in Killarney, was it last year and stuff, and look, he's a fantastic. He's a really really good navigator. He's a bit of professionalism. Obviously, he's experienced from before, like learning the likes of John Armstrong, and he's obviously learned them from Oisin Price as well and stuff, and a lot of other quick guys probably not mentioned there. But look, he's got plenty of experience, and as I say, he knows what it takes for quick boys to win. As I say, obviously with like John and with Oisin Price and the BRC and stuff. So look, he's a brilliant help. Puts a good effort into it, and I can't fault him. And it's no, does a fantastic job. So no, very appreciative. No,
Aye,
it
and
works well with the team and everybody as well. Like he contacts the boys and stuff, and I don't need to be in between, man. As I say, they work all amongst themselves. You know what I mean? So it's quite good that way too as well. So no, it's he's been good, really really good, and a big part of my success as well. Well, our success as well as a team, like as well. So he's been a big part of it as well.
yeah, and like you have great sponsors around you there as well too. Like you have Reed, well not Reed Transport, but
Yeah.
and then the Woodcraft crowd and all that. Like again, they're part of this whole journey as well. They're there at the ramp and all too. They're part. They want to be part of this. They want to be seen. They're involved in the whole thing as well. It's not just a matter of sticking the name in the car and forgetting about it.
Yeah, exactly, and like it's quite hard. Obviously, trying to get in rallying, it's quite hard to get sponsors and try and sell this much. As you say, other than putting stickers in the car and stuff. But the good thing about them, hey, it's great to have them about, is that they enjoy the rallying, they enjoy coming, and they enjoy being a part of it. And hey, we love having them there. And Colin and Chris McLaughlin there from Woodcraft, they've been great, and they're into the buggies themselves. They're into a bit of racing as well, and I enjoy coming to rallies, and the same with the Reeds, like Liam and Sean and stuff. So yeah, they've been big in the rallying back in the past, and now it's TST. So they're hey, a great help, and hey, they all enjoy the crack. As you say, it's like a big family thing, and everybody blends in each other, and it's good, and a bit of crack. And no, very appreciative to the sponsors, because especially when we were doing such a hectic year, it was it was all the helps needed as much as possible, and we're greatly appreciative to them. And there's some other guys like Patch Equipment there, does tires, machines and stuff there. Brian Matthews and stuff has helped this year, and Kelly and Boyle and stuff we came on board, and Donegal and stuff. So no, there's been a great help along with Bhillie obviously as well. With Ears and Moynihan, they've done a great help in our 2 championships this year, and it was always great to get the Tarmac Championship for that as well. So no, it's been a good year. It's been a good year for all them as well.
Yeah, and 2023, you said that's your last event now of the year. Is it a bit early now to be looking forward to 2024, or is there thought sort of been, what do we need to be doing now looking forward?
Yeah, look, man, no set plan. Kevin, as I say, I always had in my head, I would love to try and try that car and gravel. Everybody kind of ranting and raving about how good they are and stuff. So if I could, but as you say, there's a lot of mileage and a lot of things to do before doing that. And look, we're going well on the tarmac at the minute, and yeah, there's a lot of things I would still like to tickle my fancy. Obviously, now that the tarmac's kind of ticked off the box, I would like to maybe try some stuff abroad. But if not, look, we'll be in Galway probably in February, I would say, to try and kick off that and see where that goes. And yeah, look, no set plan to be honest. And
So, Eamonn, we thought we'd get you on to have a wee quick look back at your year and your thoughts on the harvest there at the weekend. But I suppose the start of the year, Bhillie Coleman Award winner, and the plan was the Junior World Rally Championship. It was quite a big step up from the BRC, heading off to round 1.
Aye, yeah, it was like 5 steps up. It was mad and thrown in at the deep end too with the snow rallying. But look, I have to say, it wasn't my initial plan after we won the award. I was planning to go back and do the BRC and the polo, but I am pretty thankful for the guidance I was given from the academy, to be fair, to say to just get in at the deep end and go out and try and get stuck into to the JWRC. Obviously very lucky to be able to do it, but yeah, it was definitely the right decision, because it's such a massive step and such a big learning that the sooner you can get at it, if you can, it's vital, because yeah, it's so different to anything over here. And we've just learned so much in every single rally. But thankfully, I'd like to think we've come to the end of the season a much more rounded crew, and me a much more rounded driver because of it.
Yeah, because like every event is so different. Like it's not like Ireland, yes, there's variations in the tower, but they're generally fairly similar. Not huge changes in the setup and all, but you're going from snow, gravel, tar, rocks of the Acropolis. Like it's mental the different variety of surfaces you rally on.
Yeah, that's it. Like I've probably never really played around majorly with setup over here because I just haven't had to. You find a sweet spot and it just works. And there's not a big window of change depending on the rallies you go to. But when you go across to like Latvia or Finland or somewhere brand new, and it's a different kind of road, you're starting from scratch, and it forces you to think about things, and you have to understand things in a different way, and just forces you to learn and think. And again, that's the kind of stuff that sticks with you forever. It's forced learning, and we've got that in every single rally because that championship takes you to every different type of terrain. And yeah, like I said, I've just learned so much, and not just set up driving styles as well. You don't drive the same way in Sweden as you do in Sardinia, and don't drive the same way as you do in Croatia. So yeah, it's been mad. Like I said, all them kind of things will just keep adding to our portfolio for the future, and even coming back to Ireland, I think that shows as well.
Yeah, because like the pace at the weekend, but we'll come to that in a few minutes. Like I suppose, like your expectations going into the year, like to come away with a 1 and a second place, I would say that probably exceeded, it blew away your expectation. I remember talking to you at the start of the year, and you said come the end of the year you want it to be mixing it and trying to get your times comparable with the top guys. So I think you have to be over the moon with what you did achieve.
I definitely, results wise, a win on a podium is more than we could have asked for. It's so tough to get them kind of results in that championship because they're such long rallies and anything can happen, and you have to, there's a mix of being really fast, but also, playing a bit of a strategy and trying to play to all your strengths and be there in the end. And yeah, just to be there in the end, it is hard earned. So we're definitely proud of them results. And obviously still, the plan always was to try and build our speed. That is the most important thing. And I think we did, from where we started to where we finished, we did do that. I know there's definitely more left, but, thankfully, because of all the learning that took place, I've no doubt we can hopefully go back next year and build that speed and be a lot quicker. Hence why it was never going to be a 1-year program. But yeah, look, have to be happy with everything. It's beyond my wildest dreams to have a JWRC win in the bag. Just to win anything in a WRC category is pretty cool. And like I said, definitely never thought I'd do it. And I do think back on it sometimes, and it is pretty mad.
And like as Wall and Liam showed, like it took them. That's their third year before they get their first one, and like once they get, it took them 2 years prior to this year to build the confidence, build the speed, and to get everyone to line up. It's not just something that you can come in and be immediately blow everybody else away. It just takes time.
Yeah, definitely. And you really have to think about things. And, we learned, I suppose, the hard way in Sweden. We put a serious amount of effort into Sweden, and I worked as hard as I could to get my speed up to scratch on a new surface. And to be fair, we were relatively quick from the first stage, and the speed was definitely there considering the experience. But there was no thought put into like strategy or how am I going to get to Sunday in the most the best position possible. And it was just like, how do I go flat out, or how do I be as fast as possible? And I definitely believe it was as fast as possible for as long as it lasted. But going into Croatia, then we were like, right, there's so much more to this than speed, and we made a proper plan, and that was put together with the likes of Dad and then the academy as well, and we all thought about it, even myself, Connor and Bhillie, and we really, because I hated what happened in Sweden. I was really just so unimpressed with myself, so I was determined to try and have something positive positive come out of Croatia, and we made a big effort in a different way, and it paid off big time.
Mm-hmm. And like, you talked all year then after, before Croatia and since, about, there had to be a plan, had to stick to the plan, and like that has played dividends. You're getting the mileage up. You're getting familiar with the terrain. All those things will be very useful, and they're all in the back pocket now for 2024.
Yeah, that's it. Like every rally we went to, we did try to create a plan. Things naturally don't always go to plan. When you take the likes of Sardinia and Estonia, where we had dramas of the first day, plans can quickly change. But like you say, the learning is still there, and you still take a lot away from it. And yeah, there's a lot in the bag for 2024. Where the calendar's relatively unchanged, and we're going back. There's not a round that we haven't done going into next year, and we know what we're facing. We know what tweaks we probably want to make to our notes. We know the setup where we're kind of starting, obviously, from we're not starting from scratch going to each rally. And you just know the lay of the land and the nature of the roads and how to be fast there. So yeah, look, it's a different approach next year, and I definitely feel like we can walk in with a bit of confidence and swagger about us, hopefully, and give it socks in places.
And like, I think one event that we should mention this year was Finland. To compete in Finland, the home of rallying, and then in a Rally to Hyundai, run by like a satellite team of Teac as well, I believe, isn't it? And for that must have been like boyhood dream stuff.
Yeah, no, that was class. And obviously I've thanked Motorsport UK for the prize for providing the prize for that. It was mad. Yeah, like you say, to sit in a team, Red Grey. It was obviously Teac's team, and even to get to just speak and work with the likes of Ort and that team, and see the way they run things and drive a top car, and then on that rally, it's mad. It's again, it was mad because obviously only the year before we were doing stuff at home in the Fiesta Rally 4, so it definitely felt like such a step up, but felt like we took on the task fairly well, and we had no massive expectations going in other than to take away what we could and just enjoy the experience. And yeah, that we did. It was absolutely class. The roads over there are amazing, and you will have people that will say you go over there and it's not everything that it's made out to be. It's not as wide as people think, and which it isn't, but it's still unbelievable. The roads are still flat out and technical, and you have to be really, really on it and thinking all the time. And I love that. I just think it's such a buzz. From the minute you leave the line to cross the finish line, it is 110% focus, because it's top speed, and if you're going to go off, it's going to be a big off. And that's some buzz. And to do it in a great car, and it's pretty cool. So especially too, there was a lot of Irish over there as well. A lot of Ireland flags, Donegal flags too, which is an added buzz. So the whole experience was probably one of the best experiences of my life, which is that'll never leave the memory.
For sure. And then you talked about Donegal flags a bit closer to home there at the weekend. The harvest stages, fantastic rally laid on by Donegal Motor Club there.
Yeah, class. Up around that area has always been good pedigree stages. I suppose Portlake's always been classic in Donegal. I never got to do Portlake, but I got to do the harvest in 2017, which kind of used bits of them in course, I think. And that was only my second ever rally, but I remember really enjoying it back then. And it's class stages, and then to go and do them in the Polo is even better. Obviously different to when I was there last in the Civic, only slightly. But it was mega, and we obviously got nice weather and stuff for it too, and there was a great caliber of competition, so all the elements for a really good rally were there, and obviously great crowds out too, which makes it good. But yeah, look, just loved it from start to finish, and felt good in the car, felt confident in the notes, and Connor was in top form, and everything just flowed really nicely, and we felt like we were back driving with a good bit of confidence, which we probably didn't have in Bantry for different reasons. Just, little niggles that weren't going well, and a little bit of bad luck in there too. But I don't really like to make excuses. I wasn't driving as well as I know I could. So yeah, I was happy to be back in a bit of a flow state, and it felt really, really good, and got a nice enough result to back that up too.
Yeah, because like Desi Henry, I know Desi had issues and all, but like you were matching and beating Desi even right from the start, and like Callum Devine, like himself and Josh have been a different level this year. So like to be not too far away and still driving within yourself, that has to be good. Like you admitted to me on Saturday, yes, you were pushing hard, but you still had a bit in reserve. You just didn't want to just put it all there.
Yeah, I think there was a bit in reserve, but it's not as if we just didn't decide to use it. You just know that if you had another pass, you could probably go faster, or, if you look back at your onboards, there's places where, there's time and you're capable of more. But obviously that is reassuring too, like, that there's room for improvement. There always is. But obviously Callum's a brilliant benchmark. He's probably the best driver in Ireland at the minute. So it's great to have the likes of him there to compare yourself to, and to be not far away or on par at times is very reassuring. But like I said, it's to work on, but definitely a good place to be starting at.
Yeah. And like I suppose before we start wrapping up, like the nominations are out now for the 2024 Billy Coleman Award. 2023, it'll be the 24 winner. You're coming in this, you're the winner last year. You've seen what it can do to your career. Like, there's going to be some young guy or girl now, and it's going to change their world.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not only is it just such a buzz and honor to win the award, but yeah, the doors it opens for you is crazy. It's it propels you into a new world of rallying, and gives you a window that you can grab it with both hands and make something of it. And obviously with the academy as well there now, it really is a massive boost for anyone who wins it, because there's a massive support structure behind you, and there's a team of people pushing you on and giving you the best advice possible. So look, that's what I had this year. I've been very, very lucky, and I am lucky to still be involved, and they've done wonderful things. And like I said, everything I did this year, it wasn't my initial plan. It was thanks to them that I was pushed that direction. And I've no doubt that whoever wins it this year, not only will they deserve to win it, but they'll be pushed in the right direction and given the best possible program, be it what they've already planned or a better program than that, So it's it's very exciting for all of them going into the interviews. And like I said, I've no doubt that whoever gets it will fully deserve it.
Because even somebody that doesn't want it, it's still the opportunities, the training, all that's still there for them to make the best of. Like the guys that you competed against with last year, like they have went on to a whole different level as well. We think of Patrick O'Brien, Kyle McBride. Like it's the academy, just like it's we keep saying this and we're going to repeat it again. This is the envy of the world.
Yeah, definitely. And, that's a good point to touch on. For those that don't win, there's still a massive window of opportunity there, and potential and talent doesn't seem to go unheard of. If you do show good work ethic and good potential, I think that is likely to get picked up, and you're likely to get some form of support towards it, and it's a great incentive for young Irish drivers. And yeah, like I said, it's a massive support system, and yeah, the envy of the world for sure.
For sure. And then, Eamonn, I suppose finally the last couple of questions is, like, we all know rallying's not, it's not the easiest sport to, keep progressing on. You need sponsors, and you've been very lucky. You have some great people behind you as well.
Yeah, definitely. I was in with Northgate there last week. They were, I was dropping in some bits and pieces and having a chat with them, and it's been a great buzz for all of us this year. They've gotten so much out of it, and obviously they've been great to me. And even just talking ahead of next year, there's a great deal of excitement among all of us. And then at the weekend, with Terence Donnelly of Donnelly Group coming up to the harvest, and seeing the buzz that he got out of the weekend too was great. And that's what it's all about, creating a buzz and experience for people. And it's great to provide a bit of positive momentum as well. That's so important. But yeah, when people are good to you, it's great to reward them back. So been very lucky to have good people on my side, and hopefully it continues, and hopefully we can maybe add some more over the winter too, because it's always an exciting journey. So it's great to have people on board, and hopefully they can get something out of it too.
And then I suppose finally, like there's one man that's behind it all, your biggest supporter.
Yeah, DK. Yeah, it's great. Like it's I suppose our relationship, it's not just a father son relationship. It's very heavily based around rallying too, and yeah, I've so much to be thankful for. I'm very, very lucky, and it's great to see the enthusiasm that he has for my rally, and not only his, and he shows great trust and support in me, and it's a very good feeling as a son. Like it's hard to describe, but like I said, I'm very, very lucky to have him, and it's a great buzz that the two of us get out of it when things go well, and even when things don't go well, he's there to support me and figure it out together, and it's been a good journey so far. So like I said, hopefully we can create more memories in the future.
So thanks there now to Callum and Eamonn, and definitely looking forward to their plans there for 2024. Also got a chance to catch up with Declan Gallagher. Like Declan is just, what can we say that hasn't been said about Declan before? The pace, the commitment, right from the early days, and the start has progressed as he has progressed. Started off 1600, went up to 2 litre, and now running 2.5. Like the pace that he can bring out in that car is just unbelievable, and great to see him back to his best now. That's 2 wins and 2 events now, and fingers crossed now with Clarny Strout coming up in a few weeks. So we'll hear from Declan, and then that'll run into Kevin McLaughlin. So Declan, I thought we'd get you on after a fantastic, well, I suppose the last couple of events you've done now, the Fastnet and then the Harvest there at the weekend. The Starlet's back, and you have her tuned to your liking now.
I know that with 2 good rallies there now, in fairness, Anders, it's good to get it's good to go to Bantry and they're probably similar type stages, but no, the car seems to be performing well, and it's we've made a couple of changes to it, and it seems to have gone in the right direction now. But we Bantry was good, all right, and then like Donegal, like you had all the boys were there. I suppose the 2 Kevins had a bit of bother early on, but we had a great race with Mark and Donegal, and it was exciting rally. Now, to be fair, the stages were class stages. Like they were very tricky, and the grip was hard to judge in them most of the time. But when you got through it, to the end, it was great buzz now.
Yeah, because even though it didn't actually rain on Saturday, the stages never really got a chance to dry. Like it was just seemed to be, it was one of them kind of funny days that you thought it was going to start drying, but it never really come.
No, it was dry all day. It didn't even attempt to rain, but I would say what happened was the roads just got greasier as the day went on. Like the time seemed to get slower nearly as the day went on. So it was just harder. Second, third pass on the stages, it was hard to get traction on them, and seemed to be kind of sliding out towards the edge of the road a lot on corners and stuff. It was just, I suppose, with the traffic on the road and it was carrying a bit of muck through, it got greasy.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of ones were saying that the M stages would warrant a day in the international. Like they were as good as you would get anywhere.
Oh, they were brilliant stages. Now they were very, very technical. Like they would definitely, it'd definitely be nice going to them for the Friday at Donegal or something. Like it would mix it up a good bit. Like they're top class stages, but they were a type of stages you couldn't really put a foot wrong on either. At the same time, if there wasn't that much. There were narrow enough roads, and there was some very fast stuff and narrow sections, but very fast. But it was. They were very good driving stages.
Like whenever you come off them and you feel you've had a good stage, I would say that's very rewarding. Then when you get the buzz off that.
When you came off, like any of them 2 stages, were class stages. It was, to be on the on the right side of the pace. Like it was close enough to be like what way to put it. It was just it was good. Now it was a serious buzz to get through them like at good speed. Like.
Mm-hmm. And like you mentioned, like the two Kevins, Mark, and all the other guys there as well. Like Donegal really is where it's at for the modified pace. Like that pace, was as good as you'll get anywhere in the country. The modified guys here in Donegal, that's the benchmark anywhere.
Aye, definitely is. The two Kevins and Mark and John Boner, like and a few of them boys, like they were all there and they were all on it from the word go. But like I'd say like we're planning on maybe going to Killarney now, and I would say like the pace will be hot down there as well. Like you probably nearly even need to step it up a bit down there again. But look, I'd say there'll be a big entry there. I'd say they're expecting a big entry anyway, so it'll be one to look forward to now for in a couple of weeks' time.
That's for sure. That's for sure. And you mentioned that a few wee tweaks in the car. Is it continually just always trying to find wee bits in the car that just will just help make you more comfortable, nearly more than the car, rather than outright speed?
I tended to be seem to be running the car a bit too soft, and seem to be running the car a bit harder now, and it seems to work a bit better. I expected it. We ran that setup for Donegal, and it worked very well, and it worked very well in the dry, and I didn't know what to expect really going to Fastnet with it. Then I was expecting it to not work as well as it did. To be honest, I thought the car was going to be more difficult to drive, but it seemed to be fine. Like the Kumo tires worked really well, and the conditions and the Fastnet, and also there at the weekend, like you couldn't fault them. Like the grip was good with them. Like.
Mm-hmm. And you would imagine the Killarney coming up, it's going to be kind of similar conditions. At that time of the year, you're not going to get the hot sunny weather. Like it's going to be kind of damp and greasy, you would imagine.
It is. But Killarney's a bit. It's not. Killarney can be fun at times. Like it can be. Surely it's going to be cold this time of year, but the roads. A lot of the roads tend to be very abrasive. I don't think Mull's Gap's running this time. Mull's Gap would probably be one that would be shiny tar and it would be slipperier than the rest of them. But the likes of the rest of them stages would normally always be fairly good grippy tar on them. And you get caught out with a soft compound tire on very handy. It would get away on you like.
Mm-hmm. I think isn't it amazing like how a tire can be right for one stage and then be completely wrong for something maybe only a few miles down the road.
Aye, it is. It's like I suppose the even though it was dry and the harvest, like it still the grip wasn't there. It was probably the temperature. Maybe it was that bit colder and the roads were greasy. Like, but Killarney's a bit different. The tarmac would seem to be a bit more abrasive some of the time, and I don't know, like, and you'd have that bit more grip in it.
Yeah, and like it's Neil, your cousin, then that's or nephew.
No, Neil's my cousin.
Cousin. Like, and it's him that's running the car, and like, is he continue looking at wee things as well? Like, it's helping you develop as well. Like, he's made them wee changes to the car.
Oh, Neil's always looking for something to screw at or something to make the thing go a bit faster. Like, and no, look at Neil's a good lad, and he's good lads there with him as well. And in fairness, they done a good bit of work at the car there lately, and they made a great job of it now, to be fair to them. Yeah.
And then I suppose we can't mention Neil without mentioning Ryan. Ryan McHugh has got the nomination for the Ballycoleman Award there this week. We all seen what difference the MI Rally Academy can make to these young guys coming up through. That's a fantastic opportunity for Ryan.
It's a massive achievement now, in fairness. Like, last year I suppose he was in the Honda, like, and he won the Tarmac Championship, the junior section of it, and no, Ryan's going very well now, and he done very well this year to be able to pull that car together and get the budget then to run it, and it was a massive achievement for him to be able to do that for start, and then to go out and be on the pace with it. Then it was first time in left and drive and that as well, and he was racing the boys at the front all year, but Ryan has great potential, if he could get the right man behind him, and to go on a bit further,
Yeah, because he's only been rallying 2 years and 2 titles in 2 years. That says something about him, doesn't it?
Aye, it's he's a good head on him too. He knows he's well tuned into the whole setup, and the whole thing, and it's a credit to him, really.
Mm-hmm. And is there, would you love to be 10, 15 years younger now and starting out again when you see the amount of opportunities there for them young guys coming out now?
That whole thing has changed a lot since I started rallying. I remember the first rally I done was the juniors, and we won it, and I was chuffed about winning it, but more or less tireless to just go and park up and park Ferma, I didn't realise it at the time, but there's so much opportunities going for them boys now, that to get, when they are going well, they might get recognised and be pushed on another, but to go to further afield,
Mm-hmm. That's for sure. And then, we all know how expensive rallying is and all, and you're so lucky you have so many good people there behind you helping you to push you on as well.
Oh, aye. Look at we're very lucky with sponsors and that, and even Ryan was great help there at the weekend, and Neil and Service, all them boys and Rory and everybody. It was my own wife Siobhan and two boys. It's all a team. At the end of the day, and everybody nearly has their bit to do, and for it to work out, and end up. But no, very lucky that way. It takes all these people to make it happen at the end of the day.
Yeah, because even your wife there, even to allow you the time to there's obviously notes have to be done, DVDs looked at, in the days coming up to the rally. All them wee things it all makes the Saturday so much easier when you're there competing.
Oh, it does. It doesn't be easy a lot of the time, but it's worth it then when you get out and maybe have a good day, and it makes it easier to go to the next one then,
Mm-hmm. And then Gavin Docker is only recently started sitting with you now. That's his 4th event with you. Really has gelled into the team really well as well.
Aye, Gavin's a great lad now, in fairness. He's a great navigator, and he's a well organised lad, and no, we worked well from the word go, to be honest, and a bit of luck now. We'll keep it going, and maybe try and go on to next year to do a lot of bits next year then too.
Dream come true at the weekend. Hyundai i20 R5 and the Harvest. It must be boyhood dreams come true.
Oh, it's something else. Just that was really everything I ever wanted. Just to drive something as good as that. That's we never really got the most out of the car. Only 5 stages, but we were getting to grips with it. Something else.
Yeah. And I suppose we should probably mention before we get right going, this time last year, October last year, you were all set to make the debut in the Hyundai. Unfortunately, then the Creaselaw tragedy, the night before the rally, curtailed it. But even at that point, so many people had got behind you. Local people had come, got together to give you the opportunity, and it was fantastic. They come back again this year.
Yeah,
isn't that just such a real feel-good story about rallying?
Aye, every one of them, nobody kind of wanted. Everybody says the deal will eventually happen. It just took longer than a year to happen, but it all came together at the end again. Everybody stood on, and to thank them all for standing on. There's a few extras came on there towards the end as well, and I couldn't believe it. It's all local support too. It's people that from the general area, from Letterkenny, and it's either relations of mine or something.
Aye, all within probably 20, 30 miles of your home. all come to
Yeah.
help, all made this happen for you.
Yeah, and we got a plan together to do it at the start and got a meeting going, and from there we just we found a car that's right hand drive, which was a bonus. Kevin was willing to hire then and got the car, got it stickered, and then nothing had happened. Kevin actually left the car blue, so it was only the sponsors had to go back on, so which actually cut the cost down this time as well.
Yeah. And I suppose then the other thing is too, we should mention as well, a mini stages normally runs a 2-wheel drive format, but Donegal Motor Club pushed hard to get it open to 4-wheel drive, R5 category cars. And now at the same time it was closed to Donegal club members only. But what other club in the whole country could have an entry of 115 cars of members only? Isn't that just phenomenal as well?
It's unbelievable that it got an entry that it did, even with Donegal members, and I'd like to thank the Motor Club for really pushing to get this. Either I was going to have to wait another year or go to another rally. That was the long and short of it, but they made it happen. And I know it's only 6 stages, but when it was close to home, it was really hard to beat.
Yeah, and you say close to home, it couldn't really get any closer for you, really, could it?
No, one of the first stage starts pretty local to me. It's a bit that you be on basically some of the time, and then it goes on to a road that you never really be on. 30% of it fairly well, and it's lovely to start down there, and you're passing relations' houses, and the local support's out there for you. It's class.
Yeah, that was the big thing I noticed up at the rally last Saturday. The amount of people that was asking, how's Kevin getting on, or even in round service, people gathered around you and all that too. That's just, that's phenomenal. Just seeing the affection you're held by locally there as well.
Yeah, that's great. So there's between young and old, everybody's just round to see how you're getting on and asking how's the car, and the normal answer is it's unreal. There's no other answer for it. It's Aidan done an amazing job all weekend there as well, sitting on and that's his first time sitting on R5 as well. So it was all green to us, and I knew if we got through the first loop, and steady as we go, we could try to pick it up. But the day actually got slippier, and our times didn't improve much. But I don't think anybody's times really improved much all day. Held around that area.
And I suppose the great thing about Saturday as well too was the quality of the entry as well. You were comparing times with the cream of the crop really as well.
That's it. I think that's you're thinking, look, I'm looking at times here and I'm so much off on the stage, and can I pick it up anymore? But it's our first time out, and we can't really expect to be winning. No,
because comparing yourself to your times to the likes of Callum Devine, who is tarmac champion, has been practically unbeatable in the international rally since early this year. It's a difficult comparison to make, but it's nice to be able to do that, to see where the time could be.
To see what the time could be, yeah. It's probably 20 seconds a stage, but it's you think you're taking the most out of the car, and you're going to break, and you're braking too early, and you're actually going and deeper again and braking, and it's just phenomenal how quick they can stop. And we're not used to that coming from Honda. You're braking way early, trying to get filled up, But even corner speed, everything's just. I didn't really mark the notes that brave for the event, because I knew I'm coming at the corners far faster than I'll ever be coming on, and we kind of just took a safe approach on the notes and just see how it fared out and go from there.
Yeah, because I suppose even when you are testing, you probably start driving to the road rather than to your notes, and it's probably only when the clock starts ticking that you really start to feel what's in the car.
Exactly, yeah. When you get onto a road, then you don't be the second stage. We don't really know how to tall. And you start to really listen to the notes, and you can gauge your speed better. It's a lot. It flows easier, I think. And by the next time you go out now, you'd estimate then what corner you could be taking speed at, and everything, and leave your braking late and all that. But with this one, was kind of basically a good shakedown to go somewhere else. Hopefully, we can get more sponsor.
And I've talked to, I don't know, so many guys, and each and every one of them says like that these R5 cars, they're so evenly matched, but they are like they're way beyond what anybody ever expects of them. The way they brake, the way they take corners and all. Like, is it like even coming from like the Honda? Is it like completely alien? Is it they have to sort of almost adapt your driving style?
Definitely. Or the Hondas doesn't have a sequential box for starters, so you know, the braking power, you can start whacking the gearbox down. It's stopping on its nose. With the Honda, you're easing it down, and with even a left foot brake all again, which I never do. Everything was very green to us, you know.
Mm-hmm. And how do you find that left foot braking? Is that something that you feel that you could bring to the Honda the next time you do it?
With stopping the Honda, you can't go down the boxy. You're back on the other foot again. But now, once I did the weekend, I did get bundled up. You know, I was getting it tight, and I found my other foot coming across. You know, it's just force of habit. Just, but I had the 2 feet on the brake at one stage, I think. So it really is. It's a knack on its own, the left foot braking, you know. But if you can get it into rhythm, it really is good. Like, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. And like you know, like we said the last time you were on as well, but the tight team you have around you, like it's a small team of guys working on the car and one thing and another. I just seen that on Saturday. Like, I don't know, there must have about 8 or 9 cars they're working on. Everybody gets stuck in. Everybody does what has to be done. Like I think you ended up working on the car on Saturday yourself. Never mind driving.
I always lend out to fucking help at all. It was busy there now. The boys had, I think, was nearly 11 cars all on. It was hectic there. But we had a big lorry there from the boys in the AMD Motorsport there, even carrying them, and it was something else, you know. It really was a good setup. It really looked professional as well, like coming into an R5 into this, and it all worked out well, like, you know.
Yeah. Because like those are the guys that you work with, some of them day in day out as well too. Like it's almost a natural flow with you. You know, I would say there's a lot of the time you're not even speaking, you're just doing the work that needs to be done.
Yeah, I could just meet this Michael there works with us. He looked after the car at the weekend there, took charge of it, and like I could just even point to Michael and he nearly know what I'm talking about. He just goes and does it, and we can work, as you say, we can work without even speaking, like, you know, we just in sync. But no, they made a great job of the car again, like, and I've been around smoothly and perfect, so it was a real bonus.
Yeah. And like, as you mentioned maybe at the start there, like this, the local sponsors, like this was somebody from the local coffee shop, somebody from the local shop. This, it wasn't a huge big name come in and made this all happen. It was just a whole lot of small donations, sponsorship that all come together. Like this was a huge community effort.
Yeah, it was joint effort from everybody, like between relations, as I say, local shop president, even my own boss Dennis, uncles, everything. Like, everybody just came on board, and friends, and everybody kind of, when they heard it was happening, oh geez, I'll sponsor you and I'll sponsor you, and just knocked on us. At the end of it, says, geez, we can make this happen, and it all fell into place after that.
And like the way the car was turned out, like that metallic blue, or such an eye-catching color, and then all the names on it, the car really stood out on Saturday as well, didn't it?
The car does stand out. It looks like a actual paint job, but it's actually a full wrap. Like, the car's basically silver underneath, but Paddy, it's don't know there. Paddy Sainz, he wrapped the car, and it looks amazing. Like, it really does. The luminous green, it stands out.
It really does. It pops, and like for the local area as well too. Like Bhillie and Damien Worski there. Like a great setup. An ideal venue for like the mini stages there on Saturday as well.
Yeah, he sponsored the whole event, and then plus he has his own digger company there, and he sponsored that and the pub on the car as well. Like, so he double to put out. He sponsored me as well, and he sponsored a lot of other cars, I'm sure, as well on the event. But it was no problem to him either, even to come on board. Like, he 100%.
Yeah, because they put on a great show on the night of the launch, and then over the weekend of the rally as well too. Like himself and the whole team there were very enthusiastic about the event and wanted to be involved as much as possible.
They wanted it to make it really, really shine and make it worth their while, you know, too. As you know, it was busy. The launch was brilliant. It was a great night. The talking cars, you know, it was actually a very, very good turnout for a launch. But the event did run very, very good out of it. You know, everything. The local community even helped Damien to set that whole rally up. Help was amazing.
Yeah,
you know, setting stages, everything, even and just more go.
I just everything that needed to be done was just done. There was no
effort question. Anybody had that job last year, setting something up, just took off or left off from last year, you know, and then just done it again, like, and there's never a problem.
Excellent. And then, you know, I suppose we should start maybe wrapping up, but like, you know, the Honda's still there. You know, there's going to be, you know, 2024 is going to be coming down the like, is it going to be hard getting back to the Honda? Would you love another run the Honda at some stage?
I would definitely like another run now when we're that kind of pace. I would like to see what else we can do in it in a good day, you know. But no, I'd say we'll have to go back to the Honda, I'm sure. But no, I don't mind going back.
Yeah.
I have her that long now. It's kind of hard to pass her too.
I hard to part with her too. Because like you know, in fairness to the Honda, she has been so good to you, you know, and you've been good to her too. Like the amount of class ones and one thing you've had over the years, you know, it would be great to be able to step up to the next level. But it's, you know, we all know how expensive rallying is.
This is it. It's this step now. I'd need to have, you know, 4 or 5 of these Hondas to sell to buy an R5. You know, that's the difference, and then the actual running cost of the whole thing. But the Honda, when you run it yourself and actually do most of the stuff yourself, it costs down a lot. Like, you know, we built it from the ground up and done everything. I bar build the engine, you know. So do all other work myself, and it's no, I like all that kind of work, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And then finally, I suppose, like, you know, you had a test before the event and all that too. Like, is it hard to get into like a Hyundai like that, and you know, just be able to switch everything else off and just say, right, new car, let's learn, let's go and do?
It's landed, went up very early in the morning, just took it as the morning, started at 9 o'clock, and you know, done our usual, get the car warmed up, tire pressures right, road was blocked properly, and then we just started picking it up, and it's a road I've never been on before, and we kind of learned it over so many runs, and at the end of the day, then we did a few adjustments on her, and got her very, very happy with the handling there now, and we just took it from there and picked up the pace all day. I think we were there till like 1:30, nearly 2 o'clock. Like, you know, we spent a while just stopping and adjusting, and just took the day at it, because there's no point in rushing that kind of thing. Like, if the car's not right, the car's not right. You need it right. Like, when you're at that pace, like, anyway.
Because like you know, there probably is like a sort of like a base setup, and then you want to tweak it just to your own wee preferences. You know, it might only be a click here and a click there, but that can make all the difference. You know, in times and in your head as much as anything else as well.
That's everything else. You know, the car comes with a setup sheet, but it's, you know, you couldn't drive it to the setup sheet in the Irish tire and I think anyway. But no, as you say, a couple of clicks as for all of, I think we maybe 6 clicks in the front with either rebound or low speed and high speed, and only 2 clicks in the back, and we had her to where I wanted it. So it actually wasn't too bad. Actually, the setup, she wasn't far away now.
Yeah, isn't that the great thing, that you're able to do that? You have the confidence to do that. You know, maybe some other guys would get into it and say, "Oh, well, this is the way Hyundai say it should be done. We'll just leave her like that's, you know, that's what they'd say. We'll leave her at that." But you had the confidence to be able to say, "No, let's try this or let's try that."
You got to try everything, because if you don't, you're never going to get the best out of the car. Like, if you're going by a spreadsheet all the time, it doesn't suit everybody's style of driving. So the car was actually turning on a lot better, was less nervous in the back. With everything, that just helped. You know, with every click, it really helped. You know, it doesn't take much. And you can overstep it very quick. You can go the other way then too far with the clicks. So you have to come back and find your sweet spot. Then to your driving too, because somebody else could drive the car and say, look, it's not, but with the way I drove it now, I was happy with it.
Yeah, and I suppose maybe sometimes you have to go too far to realise that that's too far to bring it back that wee bit as well.
Exactly. You can overstep it and say, no, I think we're happier there, and a couple of runs, and it takes a couple of runs each click. You can't just go and say, no, that's no good. You have to give it time. I noticed that you can't change it too quick, and try it for a few runs and see how it goes. And if not, it's always easy brought back. Like it's only no matter clicking it back,
Very good. Well, Kevin, definitely we'll be watching 2024 and see what car appears in the entry list then beside your name.
You wouldn't know what would happen for Donegal, maybe. We'll get the lads back together and see what we can do.
Excellent. Well, hopefully the team will all pulse together one more time.
One more time, and I'll be very, very happy then.
So thanks to Declan there and Kevin. I just think that's a real feel-good story there with Kevin, though. Just the way that whole community got together and gave him the opportunity to go out in that Hyundai, and he done them so proud. They're coming, set some great times as the day progressed. So Connor, I suppose this weekend coming up with the finale of the WRC Rally Japan.
That's it. Yep, it all comes to an end, and what do you call it? Everything's happening kind of after midnight as well. So it's either stay up late with plenty of coffee, or else it's catching the reruns on WRC Live. Can Toyota? Okay, I know they've everything wrapped up, but can they get a home win? Basically, they didn't manage to do it last year.
No, I would say that, they're still probably smarting from last year. So I would say that the pressure will be on now to get the home win this year. So and it has been a fascinating championship all in all. It would be nice now. I suppose it would be a fitting end to the year to see them take the one.
It absolutely would be for them, but I'm would say Hyundai and Thierry Neuville want to give another bloody nose there to it, I would imagine.
And Teac maybe wants to leave M Sport in the hay as well too. We can't discount M Sport. Teac has produced some fantastic results out of that car too.
Absolutely. Listen, he has wrung the neck of that car on several occasions, and Japan could possibly be another event he could do that on.
Yeah, and I've seen a few photos and things up there from the Ricky. The roads look fantastic. It's going to be. I think it's going to be another great event.
It should be a great event. Wet conditions possibly for the opening day on Friday. A lot of leaves on the so the roads themselves are pretty clean, and there's no real big deep cuts, but certainly a lot of leaves down with autumn. So it could make it slippy and treacherous in places. And then, of course, our main focus is on Teac on his home event with Aaron sitting beside him.
That's for sure. Remember, he pulled the podium out of the bag last year, so hopefully they can at least copy that and maybe even go one better this year. That would be good to see, wouldn't it?
Listen, it would be fabulous. It'd be a lovely, lovely end to the year for Teac and Aaron, and again, do their place in the team no harm either.
That's for sure. And then, we're not too long away now from the RAC rally, and such huge interest in it here from local drivers and all too. That's going to be fascinating. So hopefully we'll look at a wee bit more detail in that next week as well too. Things are starting to quieten down in some ways, but in other ways they're starting to ramp up. The RAC and then Killarney Historic entries is open for it there, and no doubt that'll pull in another fantastic entry list is there as well.
Yeah, I'm quite anxious now to see, or quite interested to see what that entry is going to look like for the historics, and fingers crossed another strong, solid event again.
That's for sure. So I think that is the end of this episode. So that was season 2, episode 36. Please like, share, rate, subscribe, comment, all those things that say make the difference. So keep doing what you're doing, and until next time, take care, speak soon, and bye.